image, and ICC claimants don't get a look in, and it is a disgrace.
The Honourable Tohanere.
Mr Speaker, that was a great speech from Trevor Mallard. Mr Speaker, I want to talk about how Trevor Mallard can get up in this House and move a sanctimonious mea culpa that, yes, we did that and then we got kicked out. And if the Greens don't like what I'm saying, there's the door. Mr Speaker, he said, yes, we sold it, and we've learned our lesson, Mr Speaker. The more you yell, the more I'll yell, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, this is a fact. This is a fact, Mr Speaker. They don't like it. You know what happened? The complete difference between the Labour Party when they sold out New Zealand's assets and when we are selling New Zealand's assets. That's right. When we are selling New Zealand's assets, is they sold 100% of it. They didn't worry about New Zealand. At least we went to the public. We went to the public and said, and it was in neon lights, it was up there in Christmas lights for all to see, on every road, on every street, on every crescent. We said to the public before the election that this is our proposal, to sell 49%, not 50, not 100, but 49%. And what happened, Mr Speaker? What happened? 1 million people decided that they could trust the national government, that they could rely on the national government to manage the process through on behalf of Joe and Mary Bloggs. And never mind you getting up on your hind legs. Sorry, I apologise, Mr Speaker, because New Zealand First are culpable. Mayor Williams sold off 2 parts of his council when he was the mayor for something like a paltry $11 million, Mr Speaker. Not 49%, but 100%. The Deputy Prime Minister, I think he might have been the Treasurer, he sat at the signing of the sale of Auckland Airport. Winston Peters, Right Honourable Winston Peters, he was at the signing and he said to the crowd that that was capitalism at work or something of those words. Popular capitalism, Mr Speaker. Well, I wonder what we call this. Great capitalism. It's forward-thinking, Mr Speaker. And then Phil Goff yesterday wants to get up and table in the House a list of assets that Labor sold, and it was blank. Well, I tell you what, Mr Speaker. I've got the list here. And it's $9.5 billion worth, Mr Speaker. Name and shame? Well, the Post Bank for a start. The post offices. Now you wonder why still the old people in New Zealand say that Labor did us in the eye because they took away our local post offices. That's what happened, Mr Speaker. And they have... Oh, let's talk about bring it back. Labor yesterday and the Greens and New Zealand First say they want to buy it back. They want to buy the assets back. That's not true. This is what they want to do. They want to nationalise. That's a terrible word, Mr Speaker. They have said that they want to nationalise the assets that we are getting rid of, Mr Speaker, 49% of them. Mr Speaker, it is about nationalisation, and the last guy that got away with it was Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, when he nationalised all of the state assets, all of the assets, private assets, Mr Speaker. So this is what they want to do. So this is what Andrew Little wants to do. He wants to allow people to buy assets, but then when they get to government, they're going to take them off them. They're going to nationalise people's private property, Mr Speaker. And if they're not going to do that, New Zealand First, the Greens and Labor, then they should get up in the House and say they will not nationalise those assets. They will not take it off private ownership.
Catherine Delahunty.
Koe, Mr Speaker, tēnā koutou te whare.